Welcome to the R&R Show. Sit back and relax and enjoy the best little sports show ever. I'm your host, Michael Roope. To the left of me is my co-host, William Rumsey. Hello, William.
Who day?
All right, well, maybe not a who day, maybe the hurrying Hoosiers.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. We're going to start off.
That should have been an easier transition, but I didn't pull that off.
That's okay, William. Today's the day I think many of the Hoosier faithful has been waiting for. We've got a top five matchup, and it's giving me cold chills even saying top five. I never thought I would see the day while I was alive that the Hoosiers would be undefeated in the top five this late in the year.
Yeah, it's crazy. I mean, I don't follow college football religiously or anything, but I walked down your state and I saw your son Xander here.
Mm-hmm.
He started at IU this year. Think about what he's experiencing up there.
Yeah.
As opposed to us going to Ball State, we didn't really have the powerhouse football program, but what he's seen. And then he's like, well, yeah, I got to experience East Central Trojan football.
Last two state titles in a row. He goes to IU. They become, top 25 in all sports. It's like maybe he's the good luck charm.
Yeah, but I was like, that campus has got to be. He's like, oh yeah. He goes week 2 after that win. They were wanting Bama.
Yeah,
I was like, that's great.
That's what it's all about. Great. But as a lifelong Hoosier fan, it's fun to see the city of Bloomington coming alive. And again, I was at the Michigan game 2 weeks ago, and man, that place was rocking.
Yeah,
and I'm excited.
You do a little tailgating?
We did do a little tailgating. Oh man, it was fun. The Hoosiers. Yeah. And the good thing about the Hoosiers, they're very respectful. Because there's Michigan fans plotted out. One of our good friends, Eli, being one of them. But it was just a good atmosphere, a lot of fun.
That's a pretty campus.
It is.
It's a cool campus to
especially during the fall time.
Yeah,
just beautiful, beautiful. Wearing my shirt here. Coach Sig, I win. Google me.
That's a great line.
I'm telling you.
Now, I'm surprised that you've never said that before.
Well, when I was coming through the ranks, I don't think there was Google.
I went and look up Buck Burger.
Yeah, there you go. That's true. But
I was gonna. As far as just IU football season, phenomenal. 10-0.
Yep.
10-0. Most of the national pundits are talking about their strength of schedule. Whatever. You got to beat the teams that are in front of you. Here we are. They've beaten Michigan. That's no small. Whatever. Michigan's not.
They beat the two people that were in the finals last year.
Yeah.
So if you told me Hoosiers would do that the following year, that's
crazy.
Nuts.
So today is their biggest test of the year
by far
on the road in Columbus. That storied football program. What's their record now? They lost one game.
They lost one game to Oregon. Now they
Big Ten, man.
They had a nail biter against Penn State. They struggle with Nebraska as well, which IU blew them out. There's that comparison. Ohio State is without their center, which is huge.
Yeah.
Did
the line switch after that?
I don't know. It's been hanging around 13 and a half. So,
Are we betting?
Hoosiers by a million, buddy.
No, are we going to put a bet on?
You know we are. Okay. Hoosiers by a million.
Hoosiers. That should be on the
t-shirt. I know.
Too.
I'm telling you. I'm feeling it. I think the Hoosiers are going to want to make a statement.
Yeah.
And I hope that the Buckeyes are maybe looking ahead, maybe to the Big Ten finals or something of that nature. I'm not sure how that all pairs out, but. I'm expecting big things. And the Hoosiers did have an extra week to prepare. They didn't play last week.
The Buckeyes, obviously, just what I've read, they have more highly recruited players, but a lot of times it's about team play, putting together a game plan to win. And it can be a tall task, but
their offense doesn't impress me at all this year, the Buckeyes.
No.
They got that one freshman receiver, but
he's a stud. Jeremiah Smith is an animal.
Yep.
He is really, really good. They've got some backs that have been there. They've got another receiver that's probably going to be a first. Becca?
They have Becca or Ibuka or whatever. But again, Ohio State is littered with talent from top to bottom. Don't get me wrong, but they are not the dominant Buckeye team that most people think of when you think of Buckeyes.
Correct.
They are just, you don't have a ton of the name guys. the Hoosiers got some name guys in some key spots, and I cannot wait to what Coach Sig's game plan is, because I mean his offensive game plans. These guys are wide open.
Yeah.
I mean the way he schemes that stuff up is pretty impressive.
IU's quarterback, what did he hurt, a thumb?
Yeah.
Or is he back?
Yeah, he's back.
What was that?
Yeah.
Was it broken?
Nothing.
Oh, okay.
Just rub dirt on it. We're going to roll.
I like it.
Now, I do want to share a story. Not all people in the great state of Indiana must be Hoosier fans. As I want to share a little story with our fans here.
Yeah.
As I'm so excited. I'm putting on my cool shirt, and then I'm out and about this morning getting a case of beer at the Little Martin Bright. And
you got your Hoosiers cup?
Yeah, I got my Hoosiers cup going on, and I'm feeling it this morning.
Yeah, crimson.
So I go in there, I put my case of beer on the counter, and she just kind of looks at me, not much. I know I'm forced to make the small talk. I said, "Hey, I'm excited. Get my case of beer. I'm excited about the Hoosiers game." And then she didn't even finish the sentence, and she goes, "I don't care." I go, "Whoa!" And she goes, "Oh, well, not to be rude or anything." I go, "Ma'am," I said, "I don't think there's any other way I could take that."
That's a little rude.
And I said, "I don't think there's any other way I could effing take that." And then it got contentious, and I paid, and then I said, "Well, I hope the next effing person that comes through has something to say that you care about, so that you can engage a little better." And I walked out, but I was whoa, yeah.
That's the R&R way. We don't take any shit from anybody.
No, and I was like, I am not letting this woman ruin my Hoosier hysteria.
That's just weird.
Yeah, very, very weird. But, we...
you'd catch that every once in a while. Somebody's having a bad day, or a worse week, and they just, wow.
Yeah, not to be rude.
Yeah.
Well, you think there's any other way we could possibly take it?
Yeah.
But anyway, we're not going to let that drown on our Hoosiers.
Hoosiers by a million.
Yeah, well, Hoosiers by a million, but I want a score from you.
Okay. I'm going to go 28-24 Buckeyes.
Well, I'm going to put you in the category with that woman I just... All right, Hoosier faithful. We're not going to let my co-host, drown out the momentum. You didn't expect
that, did you?
No, I didn't. But, that's what's nice about the RR. We're going to be straight shooters.
What's funny is I don't think we've ever picked against the Bengals.
Yeah, well, and nor should we. Nor should we pick against the Hoosiers. I am going to say that the Hoosiers, in an absolute thriller, 24-21.
Okay. All right, so we're close.
Yeah. Yeah. I don't like your side, but we will see. And I tell you what, Hoosiers win this game. We will be back live after the game feeling it.
All right.
We'll see you guys soon. Thanks.
Oh, are we going to talk about the Bengals too?
Or do you want to do a
yeah, let's just do it.
All right. Well, whoa, we're not done there. I hope nobody tuned out. Let's talk about the state of the Bengals. Yeah. Boy, I mean, I'll just say this. I mean, every week I think I've talked to different R&R faithful, and I'm like, if we win this week, we're going to make the playoffs. We have
R&R faithful.
We do, and I'm like, if we win this week, we're going to be in the playoffs. I've said that for like 4 or 5 straight weeks. Last week was a dagger. I mean,
we are now officially the Dumb and Dumber meme. So you're telling me there's a chance? Yeah, that's what the Bengals, because I think we're at 10 or 11% chance. Whatever, however they come up with that stuff.
A lot of people still say we're going to make it.
I've heard it's crazy.
Even what's his face that has the old Colts punter. McAfee. Yeah. He thinks they're going to make it.
It's because we watch every week, and
the offense just looks unbelievable.
Joe Burrow, I mean, that second half against the Chargers, I don't think that I've personally witnessed better quarterback play.
No, he's best quarterback in the league, bar none.
But that second half.
Best quarterback in the league,
now, the first half, Burrow's he's just a dude
he's under duress.
He takes some time to figure the defense out, and then when he figures it out,
and what they're doing, he dices them.
Yeah,
and I don't care who he's thrown to. And now when he has his superstars all available, you see what happens. I mean, it's pretty special. That one hurt. I could tell that hurt Joe a lot. I mean, he took a lot of hits, but I did tell you during the that game and the previous games, I think Burrow plays better when he's doing off-platform throws, i.e. when his rook or his was second year. Was second year when they won Super Bowl? Second year when he went to Super Bowl, the line was the worst line in the history of the NFL. But he played at an unbelievably because he was doing off platform.
Well, because when he starts scrambling and that play extends, him and Jamar have a symbiotic relationship where they just figure it out and it turns into monster.
He already knows where Jamar's going to see that soft spot, and it creates a lot of big plays.
I will say that big hit that he took after he did that, I think he went like 1 for 7.
Yeah.
So the hits
he took a lot. But there was a lot. And
even if you have a great line, you're going to take hits sometimes. He took a monster hit,
and he took hits in the Baltimore game as well.
And then Zach Taylor tried to rely on
money, man.
I heard today they called him Clearance Rack Mac.
Well, that's pretty good.
That's solid.
I even mentioned it. How many shows ago? I said it at the beginning of the week. I was like, how many, or about 4 or 5 weeks ago, how many times are we going to overlook how bad this guy sucks now?
It's, from his rookie year to now, obviously the long snapper and the holder, different. The operation is different, but I don't know kicking shit. But
as Jamar says, we're paying him a whole lot of money to make that.
So he needs to figure. It just
if not cut his
because he was obviously good in college too.
He had a different operation in college and he was still hitting kicks. Whatever the problem is, he needs to tell the media what's going on, because if he doesn't think it's him, then what's the problem?
Right?
Is it the holder, the snap? What is it? Because
for sure.
To lose, he's basically lost at least 4 games for us with his kicking woes, and there's going to be mutiny in that locker room, and you can already see cracks of it because they were trying to probe Joe to get a good soundbite from him. Now Joe took the higher ratings, I didn't say anything to him.
The saddest part is Burrow is having an MVP caliber season
by far. He might actually hit my 5 and 50.
Yeah. He's having and it's like think about that Baltimore game where they just fumbled the snap. He got him in position twice in that Charger. Some people will say that Burrow's just not finishing off drives towards the end of the game. How many times did Brady just get in a position where Vinatieri hit a walk-off field goal? Yeah. How many Super Bowls did that happen? 2 or 3. So it's just the whole the defense just obviously isn't where it needs. So it's just been I'll tell you what, most games have been very exciting, but then you're just defeated at the end.
Man, it's always just we're left holding the bag at the end of the game. I will even say I was so upset with the last game.
The Chargers.
I thought it was going to be a blowout, and I quit watching for a little bit. And then we're on that thread, and I was hearing it pinging. I'm like, man, what's going on? Then I was like, okay.
Yeah.
And then I get back invested in this. And then
I left my dad's house at halftime. I was like, I'm going home and going to bed. Yeah. I got home. I was like, well, I'll just see what happens. And then it just momentum.
I saw you text and go, wait a second. I'm like,
oh, yeah.
Yeah, got me back invested, William.
I was like, then.
It's just like the Baltimore game. We thought we were toast, and then Joe throws a Jamar Chase 80-something yard.
The defense figured something out in that second half. Now they shit the bed towards the end.
But again, I still think Louis is a great coach. Again, he made the adjustments with what he had, and I still think he's a great coach. He's just not working with the proper ingredients this year.
No.
I think the linebacking core is just dog shit. Let's just go ahead and say that. I think it's complete dog shit. But I will tell you this: Chris Jenkins coming on, but the line has really figured it out as far as stopping that run.
Yeah,
they've been stuffing the run, and
the thing is, like DJ Turner was really playing well.
Yep.
Louis said he was having the best game, and then he breaks his collar. It just feels like one of those seasons that no matter what.
It's a lost season. But, again, I think we need to make some direct points with the players that are not performing. I just think the linebacking core is dog shit. I think the secondary needs a piece or two.
Yeah.
But the line's doing well. Now, here's the $1 million question, William. Mm-hmm. We've got Trey Hendrickson that was begging for a contract. Mm-hmm. Hey, he's leading the league in sacks. We're not going to be able to keep him.
No. I think...
And Jamar Chase, again, we bungled that. I mean, instead of paying him early, let's have him have the best year of his career. So now he's going to have to pay him even more.
The Bengals front office, there should be a case study. And actually, everybody should just do the complete opposite of what they do.
Yeah.
I mean, they've let Bates go, Reeder go. I get it. You can't pay everybody. When you start drafting low, like you get guys like Burrow, Chase, Higgins, at some point you are going to have to make tough decisions. But it just seems like they don't. I don't know. Like the Bates, and I keep harping on that. But then you look at they let Bates go, and what they've tried to do to fill that position with draft picks and free agents. Like, shit, they just should have paid Bates.
Yep.
Solidify that. But hindsight's always 20/20.
It is. I mean,
Hendrickson...
You could do that with Joe Mixon, but I really think they knew they had Chase Brown, and he's looked unbelievable.
But Trey Hendrickson, I could see him getting traded in the offs. I feel like he's probably going to want to get out.
How the hell are we going to keep these guys? I mean, again, it just goes to show us not having a GM has really hindered us, because, again, Brown has a soft spot for keeping guys around too long. And a classic case was that dog shit player Tyler Boyd. They finally let him go, and then he's at Tennessee. And Joe it just shows you how good Joe made him look, because I don't even think he has 10 catches.
Right. It's that, and then it's also like look at Belichick, his reign in New England. Like, he was always making trades for draft picks or trading players when they got close to the end of their contract. Yeah. Like,
he didn't care to be unpopular.
In that type of situation when you have a 53-man roster, whatever the salary cap is, you have to make tough decisions that aren't always going to be popular, but they're better for sustaining success. And now I can't believe the year that Trey, Jamar, and Joe are high and they're 4-7.
Yeah.
I mean, you really have to screw some shit
up.
Well,
I say we cut Clarence Rack Mack.
Yeah, I think that's.
Let's get some points across. You're not going to be here for long if you don't live up to what you're getting paid.
The reality, I guess they're going to roll him back out there again next week. I would say these last games are an audition for him. But I think he's probably.
I don't know how much of a salary cap hit. I know they gave his ass a contract.
They did give him a contract.
Instead of signing Bates, let's give his ass a contract.
Yeah.
I mean, and I'll tell you another thing. I think Orlando Brown might be cut at the end of the year.
I think that when we did this at the beginning of the year, I don't know, but I mentioned his name as a potential because they paid him a lot of money and.
Yeah, that Trent Brown, that really worked out. Get rid of his ass. I mean, but he was just...
Mary Smith, their first-round pick, seemed to be
He hasn't done bad.
Jenkins, their second-round pick.
Jenkins, I'm very pleased with him.
What about Jermaine Burton? What do we think about that?
Well, I will say this. I mean, if he can learn the playbook, I think he's just a wild card. I think he's a loose cannon. I don't know. I mean, I feel like he could just do something, some bonehead thing away from football that might just get his ass cut.
I'll be honest, that whole situation has been one of the oddest things that I've seen. He keeps getting talked about by the head coach, Burrow, Jamar Chase, and I'm like, what has he done to even deserve? I get it. He was drafted in the third round. He's got some talent. But
I think he has. I think that from the people that I know inside the organization, say he has the best hands on the team. But he just doesn't know the plays. And that it reminds
and I'm not saying
me
giving up on him, but I'm like, how do you get all of those top tier people on the team and in the organization talking about it? I just don't think he's earned that.
No, but I think bottom line is it gets down to he's got a little Chad Johnson. He doesn't know the playbook. Hell of a player when he knows where to go.
I like that parallel.
Yeah, but doesn't know the plays. Doesn't know where he's supposed to be on any given defensive formation. Yeah. And if the quarterback can't trust you to be in that spot, then he gets either picked off or pissed off. And I think that's what we're seeing with Burton. Now, one thing you can't screw up, just run a 9 route.
That's
you know,
true.
I mean,
he hit him on
the first play on the game. Now he did like a little out pattern that they reviewed, and now he did catch and get his toes in, so it was nice. I'm like, oh, okay, maybe something to build on. No.
Maybe one play in a week. He's gonna learn. Yeah, I just.
So, what do you think the chances are? So now we got coming off their bye this week. The Steelers are going to be in no mood because they're coming off a loss.
Yeah.
Now we got T.J. Watt. We've got what's his face from Cleveland talking
Where's
smack.
Where's that game at? Is it out of Pittsburgh?
Can the viewers help us?
Oh God.
Yeah, I don't know.
Regardless, it's the Steelers. Their defense is tough.
And you got what's the Cleveland defensive end?
Miles Garrett.
Miles Garrett talking all kinds of crap about TJ not showing because TJ said that he shouldn't have won the defensive player of the year. That's why Garrett had such a monster game. So now TJ's going to be because Garrett was like saying all kinds of stuff.
TJ always, I think you and I had front row seats for that TJ.
Boy, that was brutal.
Yeah.
Well, but I will say this, that Steelers offense is dog crap. So
shit. You can say shit.
Yeah, well, it's the R. Yeah. We have a lot of kids watching us.
FCC's not gonna.
That's true.
Yeah. No, but it's the Steelers. We have the Steelers twice on the back end of the schedule.
Cleveland all of a sudden possible thorn.
Yeah, I mean we looked at the schedule at the beginning. It was like, the first part of the season is where they should really rack up those wins, and
winless.
So much for that.
Winless.
Now it's like they've got Denver on the schedule.
Yeah.
They got to be perfect, and they don't have the team right now that can be perfect. When you have bad kicking, bad defense, you at least need 2 out of the 3.
What's your gut saying? We're going to make the playoffs or no?
No.
I'm all in still, baby.
I'm
telling you. I know.
I say the blame.
I still think Joey B. He's going to
got offense, defense, special teams, and coaching.
Coaching's an F.
That's what I mean. So you've got.
But Joey B makes up for everything. I'm telling you, that guy is special. If he wills this team to the playoffs and he doesn't win MVP, there's something wrong.
Everybody loves him.
Yeah.
And he can do that.
And they should.
I had a guy come over the other day, looked at my bathroom, going to rehab it, and he's just like, look, he saw a Burrow poster on it. It's like, I love Joe Burrow.
Going to rehab the bathroom.
Yeah.
Huh?
Yeah.
All right. We're going to put Joe Burrow.
I might do Maybe.
I don't know.
Maybe.
I don't know.
Yeah.
Well, I'm still
you're
all
all
in. I'm still all in. I will say this. If they beat the Steelers, we're making the playoffs.
Yeah, I mean, Burrow.
One
thing you can see is Burrow, he gives a shit. He gives a shit.
Ravens are dog shit. Let's just say what it is. I don't think everybody, the division is so awesome. They got some major flaws. The Ravens' defense is probably the worst in the NFL. Yeah. The Steelers' offense is one of the worst in the NFL. Yeah. I mean, if you think Russell Wilson and Justin Fields makes me scared, oh my God! It's just the Bengals just need an average defense, and they'd be running away with this division.
That second half against the Chargers, they had a really good defense, and then I don't know.
Well, then the other part of the equation, our special teams let us down. It's let us down a lot.
Yeah.
But I think I hope to God Money Mac has been freaking
clearance
back
rack.
To Money Mac.
Nah.
I don't know. Clearance rack Mac has been like hitting thousands of freaking extra point field goals. I mean, he's missed a lot of extra points too. I mean, that's got to tell me there's something wrong with the operation. I don't know.
Got the Chuck Knobloch.
The one of the top 5 players that I hate, Justin Tucker, he's missed a ton this year too.
Yeah.
So you get the yips. That's what happens.
Did they change the balls?
I don't know.
Oh, they got different balls.
Do you want us to get? You want to do this little R&R investigative?
We do.
We can get in there. So.
What was that guy on How to Catch a Predator? Scott Hansen?
yeah.
Put him on the case.
Yeah, there we go. Yeah. Anything else we want to talk about?
You didn't know where I was going.
No, I was willing to follow blindly, William. I was going to follow blindly.
You played it off real well.
Yeah, well, listen, we got a big game with the Hoosiers today. We got a big game with the Bengals next week. I did want to give a little props to my beloved Hoosiers. moving up to 5A. Now they lost
Hoosiers.
Trojans.
Yeah.
Trojans. They moved up to 5A. And they won a sectional. They lost a heartbreaker in a regional.
Yeah.
They got down to the 8-yard line to win it, and unfortunately threw a pick or a incomplete.
Coach Miners he's a hell of a coach. Great.
I see a 5A title in the near future.
Yeah. I mean, and everybody thought it was going to be a rebuilding year with the talent that they lost last year, but to take them to almost winning that region, that's awesome. That just goes to show you how strong the program is.
Oh, this program's in
next
good
man
hands.
Up.
Yep, next man up. And one other thing, I did get to see my childhood idol, Iron Mike Tyson.
Oh man,
or the lack of, and I knew it was going to be a money grab, but we were treated to one of the best girl fights I think I've ever witnessed.
But everybody this week was, oh my God, they colluded. It wasn't real. Whatever.
And what
but
you want from a 60-year-old man?
The cool part about this is what I was like. At all the build up to it, I was out with friends talking about Tyson all night, and it was just the experience.
Yep.
The end of it, whatever. But it was very nostalgic to talk about a Tyson fight.
Oh yeah.
And
I pulled up all the old videos and clips of him. It gives me cold chills thinking about Iron Mike.
Yeah.
And then I went there for my
birthday.
birthday.
Obviously his ass became like the most popular meme on the internet.
I'm sure he'll make some money off that.
Now, do you think that was on purpose?
Guarantee it. Mike doesn't do anything. I tell you, everybody thinks he's a crazy man, but he's very strategic on what he does because he knows it makes money.
Well, he is crazy too, but
he is.
Yeah, but no, him and
I'm still willing to forward my 401k to watch anything for him
for sure. And I give props to Jake Paul for putting that. I mean, everybody has their opinion.
I don't like it.
Right, but he did just make $40 million off that event.
Yeah, but he was Delulu.
He was Delulu.
Delulu thinking he could be Prime Mike.
Yeah, you like that.
I did enjoy that, William. That was a good one, my friend. I tried. So. But, all right, anything else you want to touch on, buddy?
We want to circle back to Scott Hansen?
Well, we can. We can, buddy, if you want.
No. All right.
All right, we'll see you. Hopefully after a big Hoosier win here in a little bit. See you in a little bit. Thanks.